Hamilton dressed in the red, Toronto in the familiar white and blue. The last time these teams matched up, it was December the 27th, a 4-2 victory for Hamilton right here at Copps Coliseum, and that was on the heels of a 2-1 overtime victory at the Boxing Day Classic at the Air Canada Centre. So while these teams have been very, very closely matched against each other, Hamilton has the last two dukes.
Absolutely, these regular season meetings, 8 of them split 4 apiece.
Paterin got deflected out front, and it was a good thing Tinordi was alert to chip it out to the neutral zone.
Real steady pair for Hamilton starting this game, and Greg Paterin and Jared Tinordi. Paterin leading the Dogs in plus-minus at +9.
Paterin has been called up to Montreal once or twice this year. Tinordi started the year with the Canadiens before being sent down. TJ Brennan peeling back in his own zone. He gets it to Marshall after taking a bump on the play. Slap pass for Spencer Abbott. And now Marshall has to deal with the forechecking of Andrighetto as he backhands it in from his own side of center, but it hit a Bulldog, so no icing. Chouinard, he gets met and bumped on the play. And a puck is shot wide of the net, picked up by Morgan Ellis, and he looks to get it out. And the Bulldogs in business now inside the Marley zone. Andrighetto crisscrossing, making a move. Holzer stayed right with him. Thomas with a shot. McIntyre with a save, and he had to locate the rebound, but he did and held on.
Well, these teams, as we mentioned, Steve, they've played 8 times so far this season, 5 of the games here at Copps Coliseum, and very tight hockey games. Out of the 8, 5 of them have been decided by 1 goal. 2 of them have been decided by 2 goals. You mentioned those couple overtime contests as well, so it has been a very tight season series so far between these 2 Ontario rivals.
And this is, Norm, the last game of a 7-game road trip for Toronto, and they've performed very well on this road trip. 4-1-0-1. That's not bad at all. Clean face-off win over the Bulldogs. Ellis with a one-timer, and McIntyre with a good line of sight. He made the save and held on.
Cooking call on Wade McLeod gives Hamilton the first power play opportunity of the game, just a minute and 3 seconds into this hockey game.
Power play has been a bit of a source of concern for the Bulldogs this year. Here's Morgan Ellis. He'll pick out Mason Hour. Thomas for Ellis. Touch pass back for Ellis with a shot. McIntyre with a save. Rebound. Big save made by McIntyre. He robbed Christian Thomas.
On for Hamilton as well. They're missing Nathan Beaulieu, called up by the Montreal Canadiens earlier this week. And also Louis LeBlanc called up earlier this week. Both of those players, some key figures on this Hamilton power play, particularly Beaulieu, who quarterbacks it. 10 of his 14 points have come on the power play.
McIntyre sharp in the early going. The veterans Smithson and Masonauer on the draw, and a clean face-off win by Smithson, as Carrick will backhand it out.
Jared Smithson is just one of those guys who's dynamite in the face-off dot. Tough to beat.
It's the reason he has had a solid pro career. His career high at junior hockey, American Hockey League, and the NHL, just 39 points. Here's Tarnasky. Sends one around for Masonauer as Hamilton looks to try and spread the ice surface. Percy right on top of Masonauer. And now precious seconds ticking away on the Bulldogs power play, located by Smithson. He got it to the blue line and no further. And now Carrick has got 2 short-handed goals, and he's away with a shot that is blocked by Ellis. And look at the wonderful work that Carrick is doing right now, pinning the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Marley penalty kill comes in 12th in the American Hockey League. 83.5. The Dog power play, as you mentioned, Steve, has struggled. 26th in the league at 14.7%.
McIntyre will keep the play moving. 40 seconds on the power play. Paterin switches to the forehand, slides it across. Here's Martin St. Pierre. Andrighetto up top for St. Pierre. Sets it up for Paterin. Slides it in front, tipped down low from Dumont to Blunden. And Dumont might have been a little bit too unselfish on that play.
Gabriel Dumont's having a pretty good month of January. 4 goals in his last 7 games.
12 seconds remaining in the Bulldog power play. They've got time for one last rush, and that breaks down quickly inside the Toronto zone as it's iced by Kevin Marshall. And now we'll get a whistle with just 4 seconds left in the power play.
Get a look at that last sequence here where Hamilton almost got the first goal of the hockey game. So nice movement here by Marty St. Pierre working the point. He's going to get himself to the middle of the ice and opens up a lane for Patterin. And Dumont, you see just that little tip pass to Mike London, thinking he was going to have the tap in to the right of Drew McIntyre. Shots 5-1 for Hamilton, 3 minutes into this hockey game.
Courtnall goes back. Here's Darren Dietz says McLeod will escape the penalty box. Brennan to McLeod, can't clear. Tenorti able to keep it in. Feathers one for Fournier. Fournier goes to the backhand. He's got McIntyre out of position as he centered one out front. It was picked off by McKegg. He'll lead McLeod, and McLeod is inside the zone. Our first look at the newest Toronto Marley. Norton Cozen was acquired for Andrew Crescenzi. He was with the LA Kings organization, playing for the Manchester Monarchs.
A pretty good season so far, Cozen, 29 points in 43 games. So Toronto gained some offense.
Here's offense in the form of TJ Brennan with a hard shot that goes just wide.
And they lose about 9 inches in height. Cozen 5'8", Andrew Crescenzi 6'5".
Crescenzi was a free agent signing by the Marlies. Faking the shot. Smithson rolls one out front. And it just went past Tokarski and out the other side as Stoppitz was desperately trying to get free.
Well, and look for the Marlies here, Steve Spott, to get his top line out here with an offensive zone draw as Fournier and company get trapped and have no choice here but Justin Courtnall to ice the puck. As they were hemmed in pretty good.
The same fivesome for the Bulldogs will have to remain on the ice after the icing. False start off the draw. So they'll do it again. It's Natanen who made his NHL debut last Saturday when Montreal played in Toronto on the draw. And he's David Brawl. Kept in by Percy, lifts a backhander down low. Carrick couldn't claim it with his glove. And then Tenorti gets pinned by Carrick, who tried to make a play out front. Courtnall with a chance to move the puck. Bounces over Natanen's stick, and he's got to go off for a change. Here's Stuart Percy, first round pick of the Maple Leafs a couple of years ago. He was picked 25th overall. Ellis being chased by Carrick. And the lead pass, Christian Thomas couldn't handle that pass, and now here's Corbinian Holzer. Tipped by Abbott right in on Tokarski, who will take the cautious approach and hold on for a face-off.
Well, I'm going to go through the scratches real quickly here, Steve. William and a big loss in forward Josh Levo. The rookie's got 21 points so far in 32 games, and first-round draft choice Tyler Biggs also scratched. On the Hamilton side, you have Steve Quayler, who last played at the end of November, and defenseman Drew Schisto, who was just called up for the East Coast Hockey League.
Schistel, of course, the Hamilton native.
Well, looking to, with Beaulieu up, needing some depth, right?
Andrighetto's got a good head of steam. He has the angle with a move. Is a penalty coming up on the play as McIntyre robbed Andrighetto. Will it be a penalty or a penalty shot is the question.
Tremendous opportunity here for Andrighetto. You see his speed as he just blows by the defenseman, Dylan Yeo, and gets hooked by Holzer. As the German hooks the Swiss, trying to beat the net goaltender from Prince Edward Island in Drew McIntyre. McIntyre, just a terrific stop. He's been tested early and often here, Steve, facing 7 shots already.
I said in the intro, I thought there was going to be no math. I definitely thought there was going to be no geography.
That's an international game now, buddy.
Second power play opportunity for the Hamilton Bulldogs. Smithson and Dumont on the draw. London and Andrighetto also on the ice for Hamilton, and Smithson gets a little bit of space as he wires one down the ice. Patterin initiates some contact with Carrick.
2 hooking penalties on Toronto, which the coach indicates he's got some players not moving his feet, maybe.
Andrighetto rolled one out front, and Brennan will send it back down. Hamilton utilizing 4 forwards with St. Pierre playing the point. Patterin, the lone defenseman, he's got the puck right now as he gains center ice with a move. It was an extra move, though, that will result in an offside.
A lot of minor hockey kids here, Steve, on a Friday night, and most of their coaches would tell them, don't make that move at the blue line if you can help it. And Greg Patterin, just a little hesitation and perhaps put one of those wingers offside. Patterin, though, has been real solid so far this year for Hamilton. 16 points in 32 games.
Look pretty close.
Pretty darn close. And just for that, the linesman goes down.
Minute 18 and running for the Hamilton power play now as Mason Hour squeezes down the boards, but lost the puck as D'Amigo sends it around the long side. Tarnasky there to cut it off. Mason Hour. Tarnasky will go to the front of the net. Back for Patrick Holland. He's a forward playing the point. Ellis with a shot, and Tarnasky was providing harassment and broke his stick.
Otherwise, he had a pretty juicy rebound waiting for him, Nick Tarnasky.
Here's Holland. Now we see some ice opening up as he will test McIntyre from the outside. Juggled briefly by the veteran goaltender, but he will hold on with 44 seconds left on the power play.
Well, one of the storylines of this Hamilton Bulldog season so far, Steve, is they've had trouble scoring some goals. Their production has dropped off here, which is 26 goals over the last 14 games, and they've dropped down to 27th in the American Hockey League at 2.44 goals per game. What they have been getting, though, is outstanding goaltending from Dustin Tokarski.
Hamilton, one of 7 teams who has yet to reach the Century Plateau in goals. In the slot, one-timer. Dumont follows it up, and he shot it wide of the net.
Strange shot. McIntyre, I don't think saw that.
Here's Greg Patterin. Gabriel Dumont reverses it to St. Pierre. On the half boards up top, it goes to Patterin. No problem for the Bulldogs moving the puck on this power play. Back up top to Patterin with a shot, and that one did not miss by much. Sven Andrighetto. Dumont fired one high and wide, and the puck scoots all the way inside the Bulldogs' blue line. Hamilton there with Patterin tried to catch Toronto napping on the change. It didn't work. Icing with 6 seconds left in the Holzer penalty.
Well, Hamilton's going to end up likely 0 for 2 early in the early going here in this hockey game on the power play, but they've generated 4 shots on goal, and as you noted, Steve, some pretty good puck movement on that last opportunity. Throwing that puck around, but just unable to beat Drew McIntyre so far.
Shots are 9-2 Hamilton, Norm. They outshot Toronto the last 2 times they played, 49-22 and 40-19